I have been playing soccer since I was 4 years old. I think my parents just put me in it, and then I tried a bunch of different other sports too, but soccer, I like running, so soccer seemed to be the one that I enjoyed most, and I stuck with it. Once I hit high school, I knew for sure that soccer was what I wanted to focus on, and that led me here. I really struggled my freshman year, and I'm not exactly sure why, I couldn't tell you why, but I found myself very depressed. 2 counselors and 1 psychiatrist later, and I was diagnosed with depression. I began to struggle with suicidal ideation. I was involved in self-harm for a little while, and I didn't even feel comfortable behind a wheel because I feared I would make some mistake. I lost all desire and all passion for the sport of soccer, and so I walked into my coach's office spring of my sophomore year, and I told him that I was quitting and that I wanted to go back home. He calls me later that day and asked me to come back in the morning. I came back in the morning and he said, "Olivia, I had no idea that you were struggling to this extent." He said, "I don't want you signing any forms. You take as long as you need. I want this soccer door to always be open for you." And then he looked me in the eyes and he said, "The Lord's telling me that you need to stay at Samford whether you play soccer or not." So I took his word for it, and I stayed at Samford. And I took about 3 months off from soccer. And during those 3 months, my teammates just supported me off the field like I've never had before. And my coach is just grabbing me by the hand, and everyone's saying, "We're in this together." I feel so in debt to him. For sure, and to my teammates. I joined back, and that next season was an incredible season. We won the league. We set a new record for amount of minutes without getting scored on. I won Defensive Player of the Year, and I felt like I was good again and that I was myself again. But just when I thought that is when I began to struggle again. And this past summer, I ended up driving myself to the hospital because I didn't know what else to do. So I walked into the ER room and I'm crying hysterically. And I turn around and our grad assistant on the soccer team, she's sitting there in the ER room because she had separated her shoulder that day. And my coach was on his way, and I just lost it. They diagnosed me with a lot of traits associated with borderline personality disorder, and also a part of my limbic system that's in charge of things like emotion and impulse and rational thinking just works a little different than the normal person. You would think that that would devastate me, but I felt so much relief from that. The reality of the gospel of Jesus started to make sense to me. The concept of identity just took a whole new meaning to me. When you look through scripture, you really see what he thinks about you and what he says about you. Blameless, made right, an overcomer, complete, delivered. Something that was so important to me was realizing that anything that contradicted what he said about me, that wasn't for me, that was for the devil. When we're walking hand in hand with the Father through fire, like we're not burning. To others who might be going through similar situations I did, your story is important. From the smallest part of it to the biggest part of it. It's helped shape you and it's helped mold you, but one thing it will never do is define you. My name is Olivia Cole, and I have never been more proud to be a Samford Bulldog.